white men, cis white men, were not interested in the work that Sweet Baby Inc. put into for something that was already created, like we talked about earlier, right? Like,
that's right.
That's what it was, guys. Cis white men hate diversity. Didn't you know?
Must they always go back to that? Get it already.
yeah, you know, it's interesting because like
Pause.
What?
This show they do is called Gaming for the Culture, right?
I mean, that's what it says in the top right corner.
Okay, because I think it was misspelled in the intro.
Really? Let's go back and look at it. Hold on. Let's see if we can catch it.
Oh my god, I'm right. I was right. Gamnig for the culture.
Gamnig for the culture. Gamnig.
Oh my god.
I can't believe this.
That's your opening, and you have a misspelling in your intro.
We're 6 seconds in and you already messed up. That's a record.
It's interesting because like I never shy away from questions, but I've been on one podcast to talk about like my Finnish.
I want to mention this is going to go into like conversations that will not make much sense because, as I said, I really believe these people are stoned. Like I honestly believe they're stoned because they make no sense.
I imagine we'll have to zoom in onto their eyes to actually figure that out. But
no, just listen. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys.
Experience, but now that I'm back, I have like so much to say. So I'm just gonna have to break that up over the next couple of episodes because I feel like it's already been about 15-20 minutes now.
I think you should. Yeah.
Talking about it, but yes, I will end up doing an expose at some point. But Maria, I want to like we don't know each other, so I can understand also why you're like asking questions, asking how I react to this.
Yeah,
right?
This is my natural producer way. Even just both on a personal level and a professional level, I'll just ask all the questions.
Yeah, I love asking all the questions. I'd be like, "Are you getting mad? Like, are you getting mad because?"
Am I wrong?
No. I think all of it's already stupid. You start off with a typo.
I just want to know. And so, you are a producer. So does that mean you're also a gamer, or are you just like a really good producer who's into?
Oh no, absolutely a gamer. I think gamer first, and that's what led me to.
We must boo the Sweet Baby Inc. on the screen.
Maria, Sweet Baby Inc. Boo!
Throw the tomatoes.
To searching for games jobs in whatever that was, 2019, 2020-ish. And we know how 2020 was. So it took a little while.
No, I don't think we know. We think it was like yesterday. I think that needs to be studied.
It's a black box. Yeah, that's right. 2020 didn't happen. Yeah. No way. But yes, gamer first and foremost. I think like RPGs, Sims, cozy games, getting into horror a little bit, kind of all games and every game. Sometimes
my favorite game is all games, guys, and every game and RPGs. I also like Nintendo.
There is no Star Wars movie. There is only Star Wars,
including sports. Like I just like games in general, like capital G games.
What does that mean?
I like capital G games. That makes me special.
What does that mean?
And I
Gamnig. It's so fun to say.
Process how things happen, how things work, and I think that was like the perfect combo for me to become a producer in the industry. So
honestly, this was 15 minutes about them talking about Bob's Burgers for some reason. Video games? This is Gaming for the Culture podcast, and they don't talk about video games for some reason.
First of all, we're getting
okay, guys. So let's clarify something. Sweet Baby Inc. Every time we bring up the fact that they do more than narrative consulting, they get annoyed and say, no, we only narrative consult. Well, you're about to find out that that's not exactly true, because whether these people are just high and they told us, or they're just dumb,
probably both.
They're going to explain the process about how you apply to have Sweet Baby Inc. work on your game.
Well, there's so many branches to like this conversation,
I
and
know.
I want to touch all of them.
There's so many branches to this conversation, and she wants to touch all of them, guys.
That sounded creepy the way she said it.
But they're on the same timeline, so we're gonna work with it. But like, you know, how does that work? Because you don't just work, like you guys aren't the singular company like making a different game. Like you're not a Ubisoft, you're not, you know, a Red Lynx, like, or Linux. No, it's Lynx. Yeah. You're not like Red Lynx. Like you're helping all these other people. So you're talking about the process is different. Like,
that's right.
How are you able to meet what
guys? How are you able to meet? Did you not hear that? Listen to her.
People are asking you, like, how are you able to do? And you know, clients everywhere are the same. They don't know what they're asking for, or they have a misunderstanding, delusions of grandeur because they're very excited about their product. So how are you able to like communicate, like, you know, not like set expectation, because you can be like, yeah, we can do that. However, this is what it looks like. Like, how are you able to do?
What question did she ask?
I don't even remember.
I don't even know what to ask. How do you like do the thing that like you do, like the game, like you don't work for like do like I'm stoned?
Yeah, that's more or less what I heard too.
Do that, and what are some skills that led up to you doing that?
Yeah, that's got layers.
Onions also have layers.
Layers
to that one. There's a lot of different ways I think that we do that, and I'm gonna say we a lot, but I think it kind of goes, the creative part kind of goes hand in hand with the production part, and that's like a larger game development topic. But at least for us at Sweet Baby, you know, the first thing that happens is someone comes to us with a need or a want, right? They're like, okay, well, this is what it is right now. This is what the game looks like. This is where we are in production, you know, like a typical production timeline for a game. And then they're like, this is what we want. And sometimes they're even a step ahead and they're like, this is what we thought we want. We don't actually know what we want. And that's also totally fine. That's kind of normal.
Yeah.
Much professional. Much game, Nick.
And so after that, it's a lot of asking questions. It's a lot of listening. And it's a lot of like collective thinking. I think
collective thinking, guys.
So a hive mind?
At some point, we just kind of all get on the same page with whatever the client has in terms of documentation. And then we talk over what the needs were from the client and that what we actually think the needs are. And then sometimes it's, we got to mold those two together because we can't just do what we think you need. That's not how that works either. But it's usually like, all right, you have to look at the market, whatever this genre, this game exists in already, the context of how this game is being built, what other studios or publishers or developers are involved in the project. And that's kind of where I come in because that's a lot of production conversations. And then the actual creative needs. And then we go in and it's a lot of talking and it's a lot of thinking and strategizing about what that need is before we start like producing documents or script writing or
you script write. Okay. Thanks for letting us know.
Providing a character outline.
Character outline.
So they can't even come and talk to you until they know like an outline.
So the person just said, so wait, they can't even come to you without an outline, right? Which would make sense considering they are literally, that's what it makes sense, right? You'd think, they come with an outline. Well, not necessarily.
Here we go.
They want, or can they be
so sorry, we create those things. We usually get, like an introduction and then we talk and absorb first, because usually they already have something. I don't think there's really, it's pretty rare for them to say like, we've got no story, because even if your game's not a narrative game, you've got a world, you've got game mechanics, you've got characters. That's already some story. Where did those things come from? And so that's the tasty part for me. Is like, okay, cool. Tell me more about what you want to convey. And why and how. And then we get into that together. And then we say, okay, well, based on what you want to convey, these are the ways you could do it, or these are the ways you could do it. And it's an evolving conversation, because that's kind of like the magic, if you will, the arcane science of games is, like gameplay, game design, all of the other disciplines, they got to work together.
So I'm going to pause here.
Yeah, can you translate that, please? Because
Let me translate.
I understood maybe half of what she said.
So I'm going to translate what she said, because it was a bunch of rambling word salad. Basically, what she just said was that you don't even need an outline to come to Sweet Baby Inc. You just have to have an idea. I want to make this game. And then Sweet Baby Inc. makes the outlines and the things for you. That's right. You heard me correctly. You can just have an idea. I want to make a game that that involves a black character that likes to play checkers, right? Okay. So we will write the outline for you, and then we will write the character outline. Think I'm lying? That's exactly what she said. Let's rewind, just in case you need to hear again. She's going to ask, do they need an outline? And you're going to have to listen very closely to what she answers.
So they can't even come and talk to you until they know, like, an outline.
They
want, or can they be
so sorry, we create those things. We usually get like an introduction, and then we talk and absorb first, because usually they already have something. I don't think
so. Let's clarify. She said, so they need an outline? No, we make those things. And then they're talking about how someone has to come in with an idea, and they pitch it to them, and they will make the documentation and everything for your game. In other words, from the moment you come to Sweet Baby Inc., guess who's making your game? They are.
Mic drop.
In other words, what they've just clarified is you don't even need an outline to come to them. You can come to them with an idea, which isn't a problem, but you come to them with an idea and they talk and absorb and they bait around the bush and then they create the documentation for you. The outlines, the character outlines, and the script writing. They do it for you. In other words, you don't even need to be someone who has an outline of what you want to make. You can just come in and say, I want to make X game, and have no other thing except for I like this character, I want that character, and they will make the game for you.
Yep. Sweet Baby Inc. does exactly what we have always said they do. Surprise,
Oops.
surprise.
Uh-oh. Maybe you shouldn't have gotten stoned and got on a podcast and talked about it. But like, this is not obviously a narrative consultation. This is... No. You come to me with idea, I help you make it into game. That is not a narrative consultation. You have to come in with a narrative. They're saying, well, you have to come with an idea. An idea is not a narrative. Sorry.
Nope. This is literally as fast as it can go.
This is an hour of them just talking about, but I want to make very clear, I watched this. They talked about fitness.
Oh, yes,
video games? Video games? Games? Nope. Video games?
They talk about they literally talk about everything but games.
Let's get to the hot take, which is Sweet Baby Inc.
Let's get to the topic that's about in the podcast. Sweet Baby Inc. that involves video games. The video game part of the video game podcast.
Yeah.
It was a hot take, right?
That's
because I didn't have one for today, and I was like, oh, we usually have one, but it's you. Right? Aside from the people that really believe in Gaming for the Culture podcast and who want to hear Janae and Maria talk, we have some people listening because they want some type of hot take.
Does she actually get viewers?
And we were talking about
define viewers. Yeah, let's continue.
Who edited this?
Morons.
Earlier, and I said I was going to mention it again. because there's been a lot that happened. Would you mind summing up in your own words of what's been happening? Is it a year and a half now? I feel like it's
Yes,
I feel like
it
it's
was
2 years, but it's just a year and a half.
Yeah, it's a year and a half.
Okay,
is safe to say. I think I remember the weekend where it kind of started, and then the term "Sweet Baby" started trending on Twitter, on X, Twitter. Yeah, year and a half I think is a good time estimate. I felt a little dumbfounded when it started, and it was just that we consulted on some, I think, major AAA games, God of War Ragnarok and Alan Wake 2 in particular. And I think because the way the industry is set up in part, we are not always allowed to talk about all of the details of whatever the heck we are asked to work on. And honestly, like from a personal standpoint, that kind of sucks. Like I do wish that we could share, the stuff that we work on and how we do it. I think like knowledge sharing is important. And I like transparency as a producer. So.
Okay. So let's, in the interest of full transparency, let's go into this because I'm going to say something. Okay. So you go into this and you start to say all these things about how this backlash started, and you miss, there's one key point you miss. It's called when Chris Kindred went after Kabrutus Rambo and tried to get his Steam account removed simply for making a list of games that you guys worked on. And
doesn't she at some point mention how it would be cool to have a list of all their games?
Yeah. But it's funny, we made you one and you tried to attack him and you just, guys, never admit it because, if you did that, you couldn't be victims. Got it. Okay, let's keep going.
That's already a side of this where I'm like sad that that's not something that was able to happen or can happen. And so I think it turned into a bunch of people pulling different clips and pieces of media and sentences from GDC talks and information.
Oh, GDC talks, you say? You mean like our reviews of GDC talks?
Tell me, darling, who was the first channel to actually review said GDC talks?
Us. We did a two-parter thing on the 2023 GDC talk, which, by the way, we did in full context.
Yeah.
So,
and it had to be cut into two parts because it took us forever to do, and we did that because Passover did not allow us to stream. So we did that instead. And it was only after we released those videos that other people started reacting to panels too.
But I want to say, you're saying we're taking clips out of context and GDC talks out of context. I want to make it very clear that we reacted to the entire GDC talk.
From start to finish?
Where do you mean out of context?
We literally
I know that's what you'd like it to be.
We literally sat there, reacted to the entire hour and a half, 2-hour talk.
And gathering them and then creating very quick, fast assumptions on a very small team. We're like pretty indie. There's only 16 of us, I think.
You're pretty indie, but you start off this conversation by saying that you consulted on some AAA games. So make up your mind.
And then assuming, I think, the worst, honestly. And then us really not being able to correct it because it's not our games. We are consultants and we will help do the writing and we'll help do character outlines. We'll help do story reviews or reports, whatever.
Or we'll write the entire game for you like I admitted earlier, but I forgot because I'm stoned out of my mind.
They also race swapped a character in Alan Wake 2.
Oh no, but honey, they're not allowed to correct things because it's not their game. They're not allowed to talk about it at all.
But that's literally what they do.
For whatever the client needs. But at the end of the day, it's that client's game. And we want to work on whatever they need in order to improve their game. And I think we do that, we do that successfully.
I think only 2 games that you guys have ever consulted on have actually made money. So what is your definition of success?
Because I remember it took maybe a year for Alan Wake 2 to even break even.
Yes, but Alan Wake 2 and I think God of War Ragnarok I think also made money. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there's like 2 games. So out of all the games you've made, only 2 of them have actually been profitable. When I say made, I mean consulted on. But like, so what is your definition of success? Is it we didn't fail every time?
Because we're talking about really popular and games that I think a lot of people have enjoyed.
But they're indie, guys. They're indie, they're small, but they're talking about big, popular games. Make up your mind. You can't be both.
Honey, she would need a mind to make up first.
Look at her eyes. She is clearly stoned. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whether you're an indie or AAA fan, that doesn't, that's everyone, I think, has enjoyed a lot of the games. But I think the discourse that started and has just kind of like roller coastered all the way through goes beyond criticism, right? It goes into things that can't really be proven. And
what do you mean they can't be proven? We literally have proved them time after time.
It went beyond criticism. Yeah, you know when it went beyond criticism? When one of your employees, Chris Kindred, who you have still not publicly acknowledged you fired, went after someone for making a list of the games you worked on and tried to get their Steam account removed. I know it's difficult for you to not mention this because it would make it that you couldn't be a victim. But the discourse began the most when you guys went too far. You started it. I'm not saying there aren't some bad apples out there who probably went too far. That happens. But you're labeling a majority of people with a minority, and yet a person on your tiny team, one of these small people, went after someone else.
And we can prove it because there are lots of receipts.
And a conspiracy that's not true.
Source?
Conspiracy? Now you're saying it's a conspiracy.
Yes, all the proof we have is conspiracy. You mentioning exactly what you did earlier on and saying that you make the documentation for people and they don't even have to have an outline. Yes, we're clearly taking it out of context. It's clearly a conspiracy theory that you said and confirmed on stream. Oopsie.
And just a whole bunch of other things. And so, it resulted in, us speaking to media, Kim talking and kind of explaining things as much as she can. And then, at the end of all of that, a whole lot of harassment, like just straight up, a whole lot of really, really terrible things said to either me or my colleagues who are also my friends. That amount of eyes and that amount of hate on you, and you have to really think about it, and you have to still keep working, and you still have to do the thing that you're doing because you think it's important and you think it's improving the games that you work on. But
it's not. It's making them worse.
Genuinely. And so, yeah, I think that's the best way I can sum it up.
Okay, guys. So you think this is already pretty bad, but we're about halfway in here. It's about to get worse because we're about to find out what the real reason the harassment began. Do you want to know? Do you want to know the real reason, guys? This is going to go crazy. These people thought it was smart to put this out there, that this would not come back to bite them in the butt.
Yep, it's about to bite them, and it's about to bite them hard.
You did a good job. You did a good job summing it up. The troll language that needs to be used here of what's going on is that cis white men were not interested in the work that Sweet Baby Inc. put into for something that was already created, like we talked about earlier, right? Like,
that's right.
People cis white men were not interested in what Sweet Baby Inc. was doing. That's what it was, guys. Cis white men hate diversity. Didn't you know?
Must they always go back to that?
Yes. And you think we must have misheard. No, they'll clarify.
Come to you with them, and they were like, we just don't want to see minorities.
Cis white men just don't want to see minorities. We just don't want to see them. That's clearly what it is. Clearly.
No,
we just don't want minorities.
No, you just don't want bad games.
We don't want to see minorities.
Yeah, ha ha, yes, I agree with this statement that cis white men don't want to see minorities. Ha. Yes, I am good. I am sweet baby. I do not deserve harassment or anything. I just think that it's all cis white men's fault.
Oh, they are so high.
At the end of the day, they don't want to see minorities, and they don't have the ability. They don't have the ability to cancel someone who is like Remedy or, you know, like an Ubisoft or something like that. And they really don't have the ability to cancel Sweet Baby Inc. either. They thought because they could count on their fingers and toes how many people work at Sweet Baby Inc.
Because we could count on our fingers and toes how many people were against Sweet Baby Inc. Yes, clearly there's so few of us, but it's all cis white men's fault. It's all cis white men's fault, guys. We just don't want minorities. That's what it is.
Mm.
And I want to make clear, she is saying this. She is not Sweet Baby Inc. But Maria is agreeing to this. And she keeps saying yes, and laughing and agreeing. They believe this. They believe that they are not at fault at all for anything that they've done. And the only reason they're getting harassment is because Sweet Baby Inc., that straight white men hate minorities. That is the reason.
Yep.
That they could be like, you. And like you said,
messed this up. Yep.
I think, you know, it's really, that's another piece of owning your own business is like, we didn't have PR set up for this. Like, this is not really our place to talk about it, but because our name is coming up, this is what we got to do. And I think that part sucks because you guys are not strangers to like harassment and like racism. Like, you're not oblivious that those things are happening.
I'm not oblivious either. Like the racism that's happening towards white people right now.
Yes.
Oh, was I not supposed to say that? Sorry.
And then also how much more in the gaming industry. And so, you know, to have to be doing this work for so long, and then for some people to get stirred up, right, in like their private, safe community spaces of their echo chambers. Like,
yep, guys, we all got stirred up in our echo chambers. Clearly. All the cis white men got upset in their echo chambers, guys. That's what the reason is. Clearly, we just hate minorities.
For them to get stirred up enough to like then and you know to do this, I think is what's irritating, because I was really excited when gamers started to work together to like, you know, the GameStop stocks, right? I was like, we have the power. I was really excited when we got them to change Sonic, you know.
That was not you.
So first off, the media hated when fans got them to change Sonic, and they still hate it, and they bring it up all the time. So I don't know what you're smoking, but clearly it's got you high as a kite, and we already knew this, but okay.
So like, we, you know, with great power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean with great power? Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, girl? You know what I mean? I'm high as a kite. Woohoo!
So like we have the buying power. We have influence.
They have the buying power and they have the influence, guys. We've lost, clearly.
Oh my God.
AAA, making money out the wazoo. They have all the buying power, guys. Clearly, we're all just hallucinating their games failing.
This woman, if I can call her a woman, is absolutely delusional.
They have all the buying power, guys. We just have nothing. They have all the power.
Honey,
that's why all their games
it's official.
are failing.
It's official, honey. She's smoking mushrooms.
I don't know what she's smoking.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's mushrooms.
Let's continue.
We have some say. We have authority. But at the end of the day, it's like, but like,
wait for it.
Here it comes.
I'm going to say it. At the end of the day, white men are going to white men.
At the end of the day, guys, white men are going to white men. That's it. That's the reason. Thanks, by the way, for uploading this completely unedited and not removing the things that might be bad for you to be having in. Like, I don't know, the white men gonna white men might not be something you want to say on a professional podcast. Just want to say.
They are not professional.
At the end of the day, they're like, yeah,
Hey,
but like we're just to let you know who's in charge around here. Like, you know, and I think
I've never known this universe, but I think I could get the concept of having games where everybody looks like you and relates to you and has a lifestyle, and then that starts to change and you're going, whoa. I think I can understand maybe the shock or like the change.
Yeah.
Change can feel weird.
Yeah.
But as soon as we go aggressive or we go rage or we go hate, I'm like, okay, well, I
don't get it.
Don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Guys, there's feel empathy for us, guys. They think that it must be so hard on the straight white men because all the games looked like them, and then it started to change, and they were like, wow, this is changing. They're like, we sympathy for you. We have sympathy for you.
Not happening.
You white men.
Nope.
Honestly, they never should have uploaded this.
We're talking about all within the context of the world and how the world has worked and how racism and classism and all of those things have worked. That just exists in our world, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I just don't get that part.
Isn't that crazy though? Like we can sympathize and be like, right, change is hard. I get it. You were used to you being Master Chief, and now you know you're her in Horizon Zero Dawn. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, you're used to being Master Chief, but now you're forced to be Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn, and that's hard for you, white
Bayonetta,
men.
One example, Lara Croft, Bayonetta, Nier Automata. Hello? Oh, and they also forgot Samus. Everyone loves
Everybody
Samus.
played as Samus. Nobody gave a crap that they were female. There are so many games that people have played as women that does not work with this thing. It's odd that the game you bring up, Aloy, it's almost like they did some things to the character to make them look different, and people didn't like that. Weird.
Yeah, weird how it works.
You know, or not even just
like welcome to my world a little bit. You know,
but like they never wanted to be us. Like they.
Yeah, guys, they never wanted to be us. Straight white men never want to be minorities. That's what it is. That's what it is, guys.
Nope.
They do with like the swaggy P points, but like they never wanted to experience like what we're going through. They never want that, that.
What's swagging for the P points?
I don't know, but here's what I'm going to say. You saying we never want to experience what you go through. Yes, we don't. I'll tell you why. Do you want to know why? Because what you go through is boring. We don't care. Video games, for the most part, are escapism. You want to escape from reality. I do not want to go into a game where I need to experience what you do. There are games that do this well. There are games that weave this stuff into the narrative and can do it in the correct way.
Yeah, because they do it well.
But you're saying, well, you don't want to be us. No, we don't. I do not want to play single mom who drinks wine simulator. No, thank you. Who lives with 15 cats. I do not want your experience. I do not want to play that game. And I'm sorry that you don't like that. It sounds like instead of it being a thing where we don't want to be minorities, the reality is you're mad that we don't find you interesting. You can make whatever game you want, but it is not on me to play it. And when you take a game that already was established and you change something, right? And you expect people to just be okay with it, you're wrong. And you're saying, well, change is hard. No. You know you have to change mainstream games to inject the stuff that you want because nobody would play your games if you made them. That's the reason.
That is true.
If you want to make a game about your personal experiences, No one is stopping you. Go make that game. If you want to take a game that people already like and change it to make it into your personal fantasy, there's the door.
We need to gatekeep harder.
Go make your games. No one is stopping you, but you can't because you know if you did, no one would care.
Yep.
You know,
All right, we're getting lost in the sauce now, dude. Come on, bring it back.
Whatever sauce you guys are having, you clearly should have never put this out ever.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You know, but you know, unfortunately, we can follow their train of thought, and I think that's.
I mean, it's goalpost moving, like goalpost moving 101. I don't, you know, I'm like, cool. I don't know what you're getting out of that because I'm tired, and I think you're tired too.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
To do mental gymnastics every day to not to exclude somebody is madness.
You guys do that all the time.
We do mental gymnastics every day in order to exclude people, guys. We clearly make sure that they never get to have their. You can have whatever you want. Stop forcing them into games. Projection 101. Yes.
Clearly, projection.
Like you said, being if it was up to them though, the reason why they are not liking the inclusivity, because if it was up to them, it would be erasure, and so they think that we would also want erasure, and some people do. Some people do.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's true.
I don't
They're
want
out
you.
there.
I love Nathan Drake. What would I do without Uncharted? I love Nathan Drake.
But you hate white men.
I honestly don't believe you've ever played it.
Love him. I don't want erasure.
Family comes from completely different races and backgrounds. Like you know what I mean? Like
you
know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No.
It exists. That's what it
literally
they don't want you to exist.
Like I see how like we all hang out, we enjoy each other's foods, we talk about stuff, we argue like a normal family, we laugh like a normal family, you know, like it's I personally I don't understand, but you know,
I don't understand you either. Glad we can agree.
No.
Seriously.
There was a thing that you said that I wanted to bring up, which was, you know, you're 100% right? There are people who want erasure and there are people who do not want different. And that part I don't get. And then there's like, I see every now and then in threads like a genuine critique. And I'm like, personally, I can't tell you. Sometimes I agree with that real criticism, and I want to be clear. I don't believe
you ever do that.
Yeah.
You only agree with criticism you approve of.
Seriously, major X to doubt.
Agree with hate. Yeah. I don't agree with any sort of critique about like this person being a race or like whatever.
So if a person is erased from a game and someone criticizes it, you don't agree with it. Okay. So when you change the character to make them into a different one, and someone said, I don't like that, you don't agree that that's valid critique. Okay. Got it.
Right? Yeah. Like when I'm talking about a genuine critique about like, I didn't think this part was fun. You're allowed to think that, right? Or like, you're allowed to say like, oh man, you know what? When these two characters were talking, like it just didn't pull me like weird. I wanted it to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I always say that, especially when they're games made by Sweet Baby Inc. because they suck.
Quite.
That's okay, right? Like I could sometimes agree with that.
Oh, I can sometimes agree with that. So if it's something she approves of, she can disagree with it. She can be okay with it. But if it's not, she doesn't agree.
The time. That's I think like where I'd rather the discourse
that's critiquing
genuinely
the art,
be,
right? And not necessarily the artist, which I don't believe in separating the art from the artist for y'all.
You don't believe in separating the art from the artist. Okay, so then that means that no. So that means that if you don't believe that, that means if I don't believe that, I'm allowed to criticize Sweet Baby Inc. then, right?
Oh, that's a fair point.
If they are not partially the artists, am I not allowed to critique them? You don't have to separate them, right? Honestly, these people are so high. I would have deleted this. I would have never uploaded this. Who thought this was a good idea? It makes them look stupid. I want to make this clear, guys. This is publicly available.
Yeah. How many views does it have?
Kim Belair promoted this on LinkedIn as a good thing, as the Sweet Baby Inc. account promoted it to say how good it was.
Thinking about the you know, singers and the people who are genuinely like bad people and were low key telling on themselves through art because that's what it is. It's going to show your lifestyle, you know, but like actually critiquing the art. Like, I don't get a banana duct taped to a wall.
I don't like when you take DEI and duct tape it to a video game.
Oh my God, I love you, honey.
Is that not what you're saying? You just said, I don't like a banana taped to a wall. I said, I don't like you taping DEI to my video games.
Oh my God. But you're right. That's literally
don't
what they
tape
do.
your DEI to my video games. It's not art.
Maria, you got anything you want to say to the people? Do you want them to find you? You should ask people about their social.
Yeah, no, we don't want them to find me. I'm high. I don't pay attention to anything I'm saying. The sky is the ground.
Like, or if you want to say anything, or can you give us any clues on like what you're coming up with next? Have anything exclusive that you can share?
Yeah, nothing super exclusive. Unfortunately, we're still working hard on Usual June, and that is
Unusual June is the game.
Is the thing that's kind of like front and center for me right now.
Okay. Are you excited about it? Like, is this something you play, or is this a part of the thing where you would like to have a parasocial relationship?
You know what? No, it is 100%. I think same with Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
And I think producers maybe get this special perk because you're not like in a specific dev thing.
Yeah.
I do want to play almost all of the games.
Do you get all the games that you work on? Like, do they?
How do you mean get a?
Do they just like?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And you played
sometimes
every one.
No, no.
They haven't played their own games they make. They help people make. They don't play them.
Really?
Yes, guys. You heard correctly. The narrative consultants don't actually play the games they narratively consult on.
No kidding.
Really? You don't say. But wait, guys. This is where it gets hilarious.
No.
I was like, wow, you're really
I think I get all of them, or I try to, or I at least put them on a list so that I can wish list them and get.
Oh, you want to be put on a list? Well, I have a great list for you.
Yeah, it's called It's called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected.
Yeah, it was a list of all the games. Wouldn't that be helpful for? Oh no, you had Chris Kindred go and try to take the person who made it down. Yet now you're admitting that you actually need a list of the games that you've made, and that would have been helpful for you.
Weird how that works.
Interesting. Much gamnig is happening. Much gamnig.
Lots of gamnig everywhere.
But yeah, no, Usual June is, I think, the main thing. I am so excited for when that game comes out because I want to play it myself 100%. I want to run around in that game. And aside from that, I just really appreciate y'all listening to me. I don't know. I got a little angry, I think. I got a little angry at the whole situation, but I really appreciate just being here and talking.
Yeah, you took out all your anger on straight white men.
Yes.
To you. It was good.
It's over!
Yay! That only took us a little less than 2 hours.
Hey, it could have taken us 4.
Like the video, break the algorithm style, share with your crew. Escape life's hell, from spooky memes to advice obscure. Here's your dark solace of humor as a cure.